What's going on? Happy Friday. And it is indeed a Friday edition of Ysn Power Hour. DJ Oakley here, Paul Munson, Eric Bailey, Quinn, Ty, and a guy I forgot to bring in. Hey, there he is. There's Billy Mack. The six shooter with you here today. Hi, and there's Olivia. Hi, Liv.
Hi.
We have a great show for you today. Lots of NFL talk. We're going to talk about our predictions for this week in the divisional round of the National Football League. But we got our show started with National Hat Day. So the question is there a favorite hat that you either possess or would love to have that you haven't been able to get your hands on yet? I'm going to start. My favorite hat by far is always the simple pirate. It's my favorite hat. And in honor of the Pirates signing a multi-million-dollar contract today, go Pirates! Because you never even see son of them. I'm pretty interested. Pirates. All right, Paul, go ahead.
I'm a huge hat guy. I got hats galore, and I always get crap because every time we go somewhere, if I see a cool hat, I want to buy it. So I do. I buy a lot. So my favorite hat. Oh man, I don't know if I have a favorite hat. The hat I've probably worn the most, and it's just really worn in, and it's a hat from my senior year in college. It was a spring break trip hat, and it's crazy. It's just a Chrysler 2002 spring break hat. It's kind of gray now. It was black, and it has like a big safety pin on the side of it, and it's just like my go-to hat. Like I want to put a hat on it, just throw it on, and it's just all worn and tattered. And I mean,
did you wear it with your puka shell necklace?
Yeah, and maybe I don't know. It was 2002, so yeah, maybe.
Evie, are you a hat guy? Do you have a favorite hat?
No way, dude. I have big ears, a round head. It just doesn't work. Like the dynamics don't work for a hat. If I did wear hats, it'd probably be like beanies. Cover up as much as I can, but me and hats don't get along.
You strike me as one of those guys that wore that beanie like halfway off your head. You know what I mean? Like I forget what they even call those. You don't want to call them stoners or anything, but they had like
the hipster look.
Yeah, the hipster. Yeah.
I wish, man, but my head's too round for it. Like it'll pop off. Like it's like when you put like a rubber band half on a ball, like it slowly like comes off. My favorite beanie was it had like a bill on it too. Like it had like one of those little short bills. But
oh my gosh. Like from Abercrombie, like those old school ones. Oh,
I think it was an Akron one when I was at Akron. Like it was at their bookstores. Probably my favorite hat. I don't know where it's at. My dog either chewed it or I threw it away in one of the 17 times that I moved up there from house to house. But that was probably my favorite hat outside of that. Like ball caps, can't do, man. Ears are too big, head's too fat.
It's like a Lego, like one of those Legos with the little circle on top.
That's what I look like, man.
Mac, I know you're a hat guy.
Yeah, I got. It seems like an unlimited amount of hats. I probably got 8 to 10 hats sitting in the car right now. So many hats to choose from. I asked my college kids when they go off to college to bring me home a hat, and I end up getting a hat, and some of the other coaches do as well. It kind of keeps us close together at some point. So, but my favorite hat. This is not a plug by any means, but my favorite hat is my old school Baird Brothers hat from the Class B League when we kind of turned to the Vegas gold colors. We had the Vegas gold top and then the blue New Era hat. So those were sweet.
I remember those. I got one or two of those ones. You guys had a camo hat too, a blue camo hat, if I remember correctly. It was a navy blue with like a blue camo.
Yeah, those were sweet. I still have that one. The Vegas gold I had to give away to a kid that we brought onto the team last bit. So I was the odd man out there, so
I might be able to.
That was my favorite hat.
I got one of those for you. I don't know if our heads are the same size, but you're more than welcome to it if you want it. So, Quinn, how about you? You wear a hat sometimes, but you're more likely than not wearing a hat.
Yeah. I had a favorite YSU hat when I was at YSU. Like I wore it to everything. Honestly, it's the Ysn beanie. It's probably my favorite hat. It's warm. It's nice. Company plug. Yeah. Go buy one. They're great.
Look at this guy.
They are great.
They are great. The lining on the insides, it's awesome.
So
Newer
soft.
did a good job with those. Ty, you're up.
Not a ball cap guy, that's for sure. I don't really wear ball caps all that much. You'll catch me wearing like a beanie. I have like a Cleveland Cavaliers beanie and then just a solid black beanie that I'll wear from time to time if it gets like really cold out, but it has to be like borderline snowing and freezing. Otherwise, I don't really wear hats. I did have a nice Block C Cleveland Indians cap that I wore, but my dad stole it, and to this day thinks I bought it for him. No, that was my hat, but I mean, it's his now. I mean, it's been in his possession for years now, so yeah, it's his hat now.
I feel like with that crew neck shirt you got on, your favorite hat to me would be the one the winter hat with the ski mask, which is probably how you got to where you're at right now. Anyway, so Aaron Hart chiming in asking, are you guys doing Waterloo and Mineral Ridge tonight? We are not. We don't have. I think we're still down 3 to 5 crews tonight. We got Ty pulling triple digits tomorrow, doing 3 games for us on the road. So unfortunately, Waterloo and Mineral Ridge will not be on the network tonight. But I can tell you who will be on the network tonight. And we will start with Boardman and Fitch. Alec will have that game at 7 p.m. We also have Champion and Camel. Crestview and Brookfield. Poe and Larry will have that game. The Figleys will have East Palestine and Valley Christian. Gerard and Hubbard. Britt will have that game. We'll also have Ian on LeBray versus Newton Falls. Ooh, infringing on your territory there, Billy Mack, in LeBray country, Viking country. Latonia and Maplewood. Derek will have that. In Lisbon, we'll have Rick on the Brothers Bowl. It's Lisbon and Columbiana. Rick will have that one. Niles and Jefferson. Dom will have that. Edison versus Indian Creek. The Edison crew will have that. Springfield and Lowellville. Jamie and Romo have that covered. Ursuline and Mooney was canceled, so nobody will have that game. West Branch and Alliance. Michael will have that. Western Reserve versus McDonald. Paul, you're pulling the duty on that one. Nice job. Cantfield versus East. Richie has it. Lakeview versus Struthers. Steven has it. And Tommy will have the East Liverpool versus Steubenville game. And we also have a wrestling meet starting at 6 o'clock. So we've got a lot of business to be had on the network tonight. And unfortunately, Aaron, I know that you're heartbroken. We wish we had, I wish I was back in action so I could get out there to Waterloo, because that would probably be my game tonight. And then we also left off Wellsville and Southern Local, and Jackson, Milton, and Sebring. So looking to get our back to full strength here. I feel like we're like the Browns, right? Feeling like, we got people on the COVID list, we got injuries and sickness, and once we get to full strength, we might be able to make a bigger dent than already. But we're already doing pretty sweet. So you think about it. All right, what do we got here? We have
just working for me tonight.
Yeah, you're working.
No injury.
We're still down. You and Jeff Betos. What about tomorrow night? Waterloo versus Lowellville. As of right now, it's not listed. So, again, we're working. We're working to get back to full strength and to pump out. I mean, we're already pumping out 16 tonight. So, I mean, that's still, I think, pretty good work. We want to shoot for perfection naturally, but it's tough. This is the time of year that everybody gets sick anyway, and you add, everybody, every time you cough, somebody thinks you have COVID. We got to be careful. We got to take care of our people too. So, sorry, Aaron, about your luck. We'll work to get more games out there with Waterloo. And
Aaron, you want to be a broadcaster? We'd love to bring you on.
There you go. That too. We're actually working to get a Waterloo broadcaster, but we have to have in-person interviews. And right now, it's not the best time for in-person interviews in HQ. So we'll get that up and running. Don't worry. We apologize for any inconvenience, and naturally, we understand that there is some frustration built in. Like last night, there was a situation where we had an announcer call off because he was sick, and we got some heat got some heat on Facebook. So it happens, right? It happens. We don't have the luxury of having 2 to 3 deep on the roster for each game. It just, Paul's doing as many games as he can right now, stepping in for me. And you got this guy down in the bottom right-hand corner, Ty Bartell, who is just the MVP right now, just absolutely killing it. And we're also trying to juggle what games are actually happening as opposed to the games that are not. So we've been burned a couple times on that from miscommunication and lack of communication. So appreciate it, Aaron. It means a lot saying that, even though we're not getting your game, you're giving us props. So greatly appreciated. All right, that business out of the way. Let's talk about NFL projections. So here's what I want to do. I know we've done it a certain way throughout the year, but given the state of the NFL, and there's not 16 games this weekend, let's talk about one by one, game by game. Let's talk about who we think is going to win. I'll give you the lines, and let's talk about give me a headline that you would see the next day on the front page news. Okay. So if it's the Browns, it's, Chubb and Hunt run wild on the Chiefs or something like that. Okay. Everybody understand the rules?
Yep.
Let's go to the big board right here. And
ooh, fancy.
yes. All right. So up at the top, you see Chiefs Browns. We're going to save that for last. Let's go Bills Ravens. And leading us off, Bills Ravens, Buffalo's favorite son, Quinn Pushkar. Where do you see this game going? Bills Ravens. Bills obviously the 2 seed, Ravens the 5 seed. Games being played in Buffalo. Hang on, real tight. It is 2.5 point spread. Buffalo is -2.5. Over under set at 49.5. Who do you like, and why do you like him?
All right. So the headline that I would write, I would make it up. I'd try to push it myself. Is Protestant cries all night. Bills lose. I like the Ravens. Not only because I can't stand Ron right now, but I think Lamar Jackson's a good matchup for the Bills, and I don't think they can stop him, honestly. But I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be a close one, but I'm going Baltimore.
So you go in Baltimore. You get 2.5. Does Baltimore cover?
Sure.
Do you even know what that means?
Nope. Don't care. I don't make big bets, and I don't have money to bet, so I'm not going to say that.
All right, Ty, on to you. Buffalo, Baltimore.
In this one, Baltimore did not impress me against Tennessee. They didn't. So I'm gonna stay with the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, the boy, gonna keep going it. And I'm gonna we're gonna say the headline is the Josh Allen slings the rock all over the Ravens, and I think he's gonna put up four passing touchdowns. Is what I'm gonna say. 4 passing touchdowns against Baltimore.
37 degrees and snow.
Yep, I do.
Like that?
I do. I still like Josh Allen passing. If you want to take one off and say throw in a rushing touchdown, say 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, I think he's going to put it up all over Baltimore. I really do.
4 tutties regardless of
4 tutties regardless of whatever. Well, you could do 2 rushing, 2 passing, but I think he's going to be responsible for 4 touchdowns.
All right.
And my headline, can you digs it? And Buffalo wins by 7.
All right. So we've got them covering all over the board so far. Months.
Buffalo weathers the storm, and
That's a good one.
I think Baltimore puts up a late charge, but Buffalo covers and wins.
Wow. Everybody's on Ron Potesta's bandwagon right now, minus Quinn.
I'll never be on that wagon.
Somehow we will win. All right, Mac, go ahead.
I got Buffalo winning, and I got them covering. I got them at least an 11-point favorite. Headline's going to be not today, Lamar, not today.
You have them winning by 11?
Yeah.
Wow.
The snow's going to kill Lamar. That's my only thing is he's going to be isolated He's not going to be able to juke and jive, and his speed is going to come back to normal size speed and not Jesus speed.
Well, that's interesting because I'm taking the other route on it because I think that if it is snowy, that is an advantage to the running game, which I think Baltimore is a heavy favorite for if it comes down to who can run the ball better. Because not only can Lamar Jackson run, but you got J.K. Dobbins and the entire cast and crew of the Baltimore Ravens that can make it happen. So I am going to take the Ravens, and I am going to say, quote the Raven, nevermore, because I'm tired of hearing about all these Buffalo Bills fans. This is our year. This is that. They're a good team, but they need a running game as much as the Pittsburgh Steelers did, and they are not going to find it in what they have in their backfield. So I'm taking the Ravens, and it's pretty. Man, I don't want to say by 10. I'm going to say by 6. Ravens by 6. I'm saying Buffalo plows through for the win. Okay.
Listen to your mother.
I listen. She sent me she sent me a nice little box of goodies that haven't even touched yet, other than a Twizzler, because the girls have been all over it. So, thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Like I can't get rid of this cough. All right, let's go back to the board here, and let's go to Saints and Bucks. Tom versus Drew, part 3 this year. We'll go reverse skates. Billy, what do you think about this game?
Love the Saints. Drew Brees, final year. Get to a dub.
This is hang on, let me see. It is a Saints are favored by 3. Over-unders at 52. You still feel good about it?
Yep.
All right. Quincy, you're up.
That's in New Orleans, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the Superdome.
It's I don't know, some play on words with breeze and wind and something as a title. I don't know. You know how creative I am with this, but the Saints are going to lose on a game-winning field goal.
Oh, I didn't see that coming. The Saints lose on a game winner.
Yes.
Just like the old days with Tampa Bay. All right, Ty, who do you have in this one?
Well, my headline is going to be Saints playoff woes continue. Lose to Brady by 4.
Ooh.
Lose to Brady and the Bucs by 4. I like Tom Brady in this one.
Oh, we know you like Tom Brady.
Oh yeah, we you should know. You should damn well know. Greatest of all time is going to get it done with the pieces around him. He's out to prove something that he could do it without Belichick. So I think
Fournette is going to get the start. Ronald Jones is a game time decision. I don't think that plays into the outcome of this game at all.
No, I don't think so either. I think you're looking solely on the passing game, and I think I think you're definitely just looking at receivers wise and the ball being in number 12 hands. I don't think the running back's going to have much of an effect on it.
EB.
The Saints go marching in to the NFC Championship game.
Okay. Do you think it's going to be a high-scoring game or a low-scoring game?
31-28.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. Muncie.
Battle of the geriatrics. That'll be my headline. Battle of the geriatrics, and I think Breeze and them pull it off. I'm going the other way. I think they pull off the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, I would. I mean, everybody knows how I feel about the Buccaneers. I picked them to win the Super Bowl at one point earlier this season. I'm gonna go with the headline of Brady drinks his Ovaltine and eliminates the Saints, and I think they win by 10. I don't even think it's really close, and I think that 10 is probably the Saints scoring late in the game to draw it to 10. So,
Respectful.
I don't believe in the Saints. I just don't. I could be way wrong. Alvin Kamara.
I mean, they've smacked the Buccaneers twice this year. I understand how you feel that way.
Yeah, they sure have. But how much have they done it with the gate with a chance to go to the Super Bowl on the line?
Playoff Tom Brady is a different Tom Brady too. We all know that. So
yeah, as long as you make sure you get the right air in the football.
All right.
And all the
Can't wait to
pregame
talk
film.
about the Browns and the Chiefs. Can't wait to talk about it. I'm excited. Packers and Rams. This game will be played at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. 32 degrees and snow predicted. Green Bay picked by 6.5. Over under set at 45.5. I am going to go with Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers will not lose the rest of the way. So take that for what it's worth. I'm going to take the Green Bay, and I think they're going to cover. And man, this is going to be a tough one. I don't know what to do for a headline. Let's go with. I feel like Quinn. Let's go with Go Pack Go on to another round. Oh, that's terrible. Months, go ahead.
Rams sent packing.
Look at this guy.
Yeah. And I mean, Aaron Rodgers is just going to do his job. It's going to be another day in the office for him, and they're going to take care of business. I think they win this by 10.
Wow. EB.
I'm going to go with Roger that, Aaron Rams LA. Take the over for sure. And actually, I'm going to go with Green Bay scores 48 points by themselves.
Whoa. Wow. I like it. All right. Down to you, Ty.
We're going to go. The Pack Attack is back. Sit one win away from the Super Bowl. What is the spread again?
Spread is 6.5. Over-under is at 45.5.
I like the Packers. I like the Packers by 7. I don't think they're going to blow out the Rams by any means. I think the Rams defense is a lot stronger than what a lot of people are giving them credit for. I think that their trouble is going to be offensively. We don't know what offense we're getting from the Rams, but I like the Packers in this one close.
According to our good buddy Ron Potesta, Aaron Donald is the best defender since who do you compare it to?
Defensor.
Huh?
Defensor sounds like something I would say.
No, that sounds like a Betos thing.
Defensor. I guess it was Bruce Smith. He compared him to. He compared him to Lawrence Taylor. He compared him to
Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
Stop it, idiot.
He's good. I wouldn't say that good. You got more to prove than before.
Joe Green. I mean, there was. I'm sitting there listening to him, and I was like, "Yikes!"
Like, there's a reason left tackles get paid. That's because of Lawrence Taylor. Like, no, it's not. He's not Lawrence Taylor. That's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Q. Rams, Packers.
Packers by a lot. I don't got title. I don't have anything. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood does it again. I don't know.
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Love your neighbor. I don't know. Packers by 20.
Quinn's hooked on the neighbor thing right now. All right, let's go to Billy Mack to finish off the Rams Packers.
Let's go double check that score. And Packers win. They cover. I really don't think that this is even remotely close.
Is this the worst game of the day for you?
I really don't, because the reason why I feel that way is because it doesn't matter if it snows for Green Bay. They're still going to chuck the ball down the field. They're still going to run the football. They're still going to hit their guys. They're still going to run. It's like, this is what Green Bay's – I mean, this is why they went undefeated for that big, long streak for like a whole generation, it seemed like, being at home in the playoffs. The frozen tundra.
You can check the tape. I said this after the Packers drafted – what's his name? Jordan Love, the quarterback. I said that Aaron Rodgers is out for blood. And I really believe that. And I think that this is his year. I don't think he's one of the greatest of all time, like some people do, but I think he could be on his way if he wins another championship here this year. He is out for blood because I think he feels that the Packers did him wrong. So we will see what happens with that. All right, let's go to the main event. But before we do, I want to make sure that we get out there and tell everybody that Today's show is proudly sponsored by Baird Brothers. Visit them on the web at bairdbrothers.com. Their family's heritage, your family's home. The first ever corporate sponsor of YSN and big-time believers in what we do here at YSN. Scott and Tyler Baird and the whole family over there, thank you so much for being a proud sponsor of YSN and the Power Hour. All right, we know Paige thinks it's going to happen. Cleveland Browns do it again. All right, the Browns and the Chiefs. This game set for a 3:05 start on Sunday at Arrowhead Stadium. 41 degrees. Could be a track meet. Browns are plus 10, and the over-under set at 57. So if it turns into a track meet, this could be real interesting. Let's start with the non-Browns fans. Paul, what do you think about this Sunday? Browns, Chiefs.
Well, if you're a conspiracy theorist, you're going to take the Browns and think the Browns are going to win. But I'm a realist, and the Chiefs, I've seen the Chiefs play a couple times this year. I've seen what Mahomes can do. You give him time, and, he'll tear you up. And, it's I'd pick it the Chiefs. 10? 10's a lot. I don't think they cover. I'd say they win by a touchdown. So, I'd love to have a non-PC headline, but I won't. So, Chiefs win. That's all I'll say.
All right, let's go EB.
Let's see here. Baker's got a Chubb. Cleveland explodes in KC. The land burns.
Damn. All right.
And definitely go the under. It's going to be 24-21. Cleveland wins on a last-second field goal.
By Cody Parkey.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Interesting. Paige wants to see the Reds versus Russ debate. Carrie says you're fired. I don't know what you're fired from.
She's a Browns fan. So,
but what is she fired? Can you be fired from a marriage?
I don't know. I get half.
Are you rolling quarters right now? What's you
that? You worry about what I'm doing.
Are you rolling quarters?
You worry what you can't see.
Jeez, oh man. All right. Ty.
And let me just preface this by saying that I am silently rooting for the Browns just because they haven't been there. But I've said all season, I said it at the beginning of the season, I'll say it again. Kansas City was my favorite going into this year for a repeat. One of the few teams that I think can repeat, has the possibility to repeat. And I don't know, man. I've seen Patrick Mahomes throw picks and turnovers galore against Miami, and they still won big. So I think they're going to keep it close. Headline is going to be Baker and crew come close to upset, unable to pull it off. Chiefs win by field goal or something. But if Cleveland wins, the headline should just say "shock the world." That's all that needs to be said. It is shock the world.
Leslie Knope headline. If I've ever seen it before in my life, it was this. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Quinn, go ahead.
Yeah, I like shock the world. Something about miracles, I guess. Miracles happen every day or something, I guess. We'll go with Browns win. Let's go. Who cares what the score is? Browns win. It's going to be ugly as hell.
Miracles happen every day.
Miracles happen every day.
Miracle, by very definition, is something that doesn't happen often at all or against all odds.
Every day.
Okay.
I put up with Poe every day. That's a miracle.
Okay, good. Well played. All right, Billy, on to you.
It's real simple. OMG, they did it again. That's how it's going to work. They're going to shock the world in a sense. They're going to win by 4. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes is going to be on the field with less than a minute remaining, and it's going to be a 4th down goal line stand where the Chiefs just couldn't find a way to get in the end zone. It's going to be the perfect storm. It's going to be the unlikeliness of the DBs somehow. So one of those guys, those nameless gray faces out there, are going to get a stop on 4th down. So, And I'm not really sure why I believe any of this. I just know that if you go to the national media, everybody says the Browns are going to get killed. So somehow, some way, why not? We're winning
He
this
does a
game.
good job too of hyping it up because, like, as you were doing that, I'm sitting there second guessing, like, damn, the Browns might actually do this, and then better senses took over last second. I was like, no, this is the Chiefs to lose, but he does a good job. He made me second guess myself while thinking about it.
I'm so torn on this, just from a perspective.
You did say, like, middle of the season, this is the team that could beat the Chiefs.
Oh, it's a matchup nightmare for the Chiefs. However, I do think that, like, watching Roethlisberger and what he did in the middle of that game.
3 DBs are back this week.
What's that?
Three of our DBs are back this week.
We have 8 DBs back, and I don't think they're stopping Patrick Mahomes. I just don't. You don't have – your defense is suspect. I mean, that's everybody knows that. And if you don't think that's the case, you haven't seen – I mean, the Tennessee game, the Baltimore game, the Pittsburgh game, the Chiefs are in a better position to win this game because, number one, they have the best quarterback in football on their roster. They've got great receivers. They've got a really good running game, and I think their offense is set to strike. That being said, I think it's going to be another Baltimore versus Cleveland game that we saw later on in the season. The only thing I'm questioning is, did Cleveland learn their lesson? Can the defense put a stop together? Does Myles Garrett actually do something in this game that he hasn't done in the past few weeks? And I can't say that he does. I don't see that he changes his stripes for this game and gets up for this game and couldn't get up for the Pittsburgh game in which, when he got drafted, he wanted to take down Ben Roethlisberger. So I think the Chiefs win. I think it's right on the money at 10. I think they take it and they advance. But I think the Browns show everybody who the Browns are, and they're an up-and-coming team in this football league, and this offseason is going to be a lot of fun for them because they got some room. They got some room to do some things. So it's going to be interesting. So I'll take the Chiefs, and I say they cover exactly at 10. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back. Oh, okay. Coach Seidel with all that great tape on Myles Garrett, apparently. So, all right, we take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the games on the games at a glance tonight. We'll also talk about the rest of the sports world combining. So we'll step aside, and this break brought to you by the good folks over at G. Bird Farms. Let's go there.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ysn Power Hour. A couple of comments while we were gone. They have an answer for Hill, not so much an answer for Kelsey. I don't know.
Let me break that down for you real simple, and I don't care if the Browns fans get mad at me or not. Sean Wade, what Devonta Smith did to Wade, that's exactly what Kelsey's going to do to any of the defensive backs that the Browns try to put on him. Just speed. No one's going to be able to keep up with him.
Kelsey or...
No, Hill.
Okay.
I meant. If I said Kelsey, I'm sorry. Hill, I meant. Hill is just quick as a bullet, man. No one in the league to keep up with him. They're going to have to run some sort of zone on him, and I think Mahomes is going to torch him on the zone.
Denzel hasn't given up 80 yards in 5. Denzel hasn't been on the field in 5 years. So there's some truth to that, I guess. All I ever hear about is
Kelsey's
Denzel.
a beast. Kelsey's a beast, and he is going to be the linchpin for them. I mean, he is unbelievable.
He's uncoverable. I mean, to the same way that Gronk was in his heyday, Kelsey is uncoverable.
I will sit here and I'll eat crow if Denzel can cover Hill, keep up with him. I'll eat crow here. I will eat crow Monday's show. But I'm just saying, I think the way that Hill, how quick he is, not the greatest route runner, but I mean, when you run faster than everybody, you don't really need to run routes. So.
All right. Another breaking news earlier today. I texted you guys. Charles Barkley saying the NBA and NFL players, quote, deserve to jump line for COVID-19 vaccines. Naturally, when I read this the first time, I read completely around the NBA and NFL players and just thought he meant professional athletes in general. But for Chuck to come out and say something like this, now we all know Charles Barkley. You never know if he's telling the truth or if he's just trying to catch headlines. But do you honestly think that professional athletes in any realm should be able to jump the line in front of military or people that actually need the vaccine to live and survive? I mean, is that something because they pay more taxes?
I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't got the vaccine already. I mean, it's been proven time and time again in this country, whether it's an athlete or, a movie star or something, like people with a lot of money can get things a lot quicker than us regular everyday schmoes.
Sure.
So I would not be surprised one bit if there wasn't some shipments of the vaccine already shipped to some NBA teams and they already got the shots and they're fine because those guys have the means to do whatever they want. I mean, it's a shame to say, but that's the society that we're in. You have money and lots of money like them, you get away with a lot more. You don't get pulled over and get a ticket for something. You get a DUI, they kind of maybe turn a blind eye and hey, we'll get you home or something. I mean, listen, it doesn't happen for everyday people like us. So, I wouldn't be surprised one bit if they haven't already got their shots and they're fine.
Do you think that should happen?
No, it shouldn't happen at all. No, all the medical people, like you said, the military people, our teachers, the people that are on the front line and doing the job every single day, they should have it. I don't even think our congressmen and those people shouldn't have it either. I mean, but I guarantee that they've got some kind of secret shipment somewhere along the lines and they've gotten their shots already for this thing. So it's not right, but unfortunately, that's just the society we live in and we've lived in for a long time. You got money, you get stuff before other people.
Sorry, Paul. EB, do you think that Barkley's right in saying that the NBA, NFL, and professional athletes should get this vaccine in front of everybody?
No, it's stupid. I mean, what Paul said has a lot of weight to it, though. Like, those guys are going to have one way or another that they get to it. And you can sit there and say, well, they pay more taxes because they make more money. They also have, I guess, avenues to better nutrition and health, and they all have their own personal chefs. And when it comes down to it and they say, hey, stay in your house for 12 months, they really don't have to work too much. They're okay in that aspect, opposed to where you tell me I can't go to work for 12 months. I don't have $36 million sitting in a bank account. So definitely no one right now should be getting it ahead of our nurses, EMTs, firefighters, military, anyone in that aspect or that avenue of, I guess, job force, however you want to dice it up. Look, if they sit there and say so many got rejected by these first responders or whoever, and we're going to put it out there and just so happen because these NBA teams and whatnot are going to sit there and say, well, we'll buy them off of you or we'll do whatever for you. So be it. I mean, there's been high school girls basketball teams that have done that. So, and I'm sure there's boys basketball teams, that's just kind of being smart. And if you have the availability to do it, then do it. But, to sit there and say, here's a vaccine, you guys should be, you're above nurses, doctors, and everyone else who's dealing with this on the front line, and you're more or less an entertainer. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think the bigger thing, and obviously the military, law enforcement, teachers, first responders, those people, but even more so the elderly, right?
Right.
The elderly that need this to possibly the difference between life and death. You look at our hospitals and how they are. Our hospitals, anybody that enters a hospital should be first in line for this. And to your point, EB, entertainers, sorry,
Hey, look, someone goes out there and breaks their leg, and all these athletes have the vaccination, and we'll say hypothetically your hospital's closed down because they couldn't get a vaccination, and now they're all sick. Guess it really doesn't help your broken leg too much. So figure it out from there, and then that's not even getting into these nursing homes or these older generation. Like, look, they've lived their life. Like, don't sit here and put more strength on them. They work their ass off to get to where they're at. So let them enjoy their retirement or whatever it is, and without getting too much into it. Like, like I said, I don't feel any remorse, because when they get shut down or they can't do something for 12 months out of a year, they're still living pretty lavishly.
And they've been in bubbles. Let's be honest. I mean, they have done everything they could to make sure that the games for the NBA and Major League Baseball and the NFL, they've gone off really without a hitch considerably. So I'm really interested to see from my standpoint if this was just Charles Barkley trying to catch headlines, or if he really believes it. Ty, which side are you on?
Yeah, this is probably the most stupid, idiotic, asinine. I mean, go down a list of words, things I've ever heard, and it's simple. Like EB said, and you put it in a great sense there, EB. I mean, there's a laundry list of people that have done more as far as fighting the virus, and have done more as far as stepping up to the plate. And you're talking about like first responders, teachers that are learning to work things up from remote, and and like EB said, I mean, even take away from like the elderly, other people, like there's small business owners that can't go back to small businesses right now, and I mean they're stuck, and I mean there is a laundry list of people that need it just to get back to working again and getting an income for their family, and then getting back to living in somewhat of a comfortable state again, and to try to return to normalcy. Whereas like EB said, these NBA players have millions of dollars sitting in his bank. I mean, hell, you look at, I know he didn't list MLB players, but half the MLB sat out for a damn season, still got paid a decent amount while sitting at home. And I mean, I understand at some capacity, like if these players are worried that they have someone high risk at home, I get it. But I mean, like as far as the players themselves, like EB said again, you have access to the best possible hospital care and everything, where like a cold or a flu is not even the same for an athlete as it is for us, because these athletes have the best things applied to them and the best things available to them. And it's just really odd to me that the same guy that did the commercial that says I'm not a role model is now trying to push for all these players to be above people that are actual role models in society, your doctors, your teachers, and people that are actually making an actual difference in the common society. It's unbelievable to me.
I got to believe there's a second wave coming from this quote from Charles Barkley. He usually follows up his first quote with a second quote to try to level with people. Quinn, what are you thinking on this?
It's just stupid. It's straight up stupid. I mean, we all know Charles Barkley isn't exactly the most intelligent individual anyway, based on what he says. But it's just dumb.
Okay.
And I don't even think my father's gotten one yet. And I mean, he's in the hospital every day. So I mean, if that's the way it's going to be, then so be it. I mean, I don't think anything about that's right. I mean, as long as my dad gets one before Charles Barkley gets one, I'm going to be happy.
Oh, I guarantee Barkley's already got one. If he came out and said this, he's already got one. You imagine him having to confront a nurse or a doctor with a needle at this point? He's not smart, so maybe you could be wrong. But look at Chris Sigler. This is a great point. Working at a nuclear power plant, if the guys running the place, which could end the world if something goes wrong, have to wait in line, so should anyone in basketball. I think that's well put. Billy, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is. First off, I think he believes this wholeheartedly. I mean, I don't think Charles Barkley has ever been a liar. I think he's just said things he shouldn't have said, and
Like Jeff.
yeah, I mean, I think he means it. I really think he believes this. And I think it's one of those things we talked about yesterday. Like, hey, Herm Edwards, don't hit send, don't say that thing. But he's in a position where he can kind of say the things that he wants to say, and he don't care about the backlash of it. So, good for him, but not a good look today.
No, I think that there's a lot of things he could have said, and again, I don't think, to your point, Billy, he's necessarily worried about how he looks in the public eye. But with Yahoo Sports chiming in on that today, I think must be a slow news day, and as we get closer to the end of the football season, that's typically the way things go. So
remember, he's the same guy that came out, in the early '90s and said, "I am not your role model."
Yeah, that's what Ty. Yep. Which is, again, he's right. He's right. He's right on both accounts. So, all right, that's going to lead us to our G. Burley Farms filet or beef a little bit early today. So take your time on your filet and beef today. Not a whole lot to talk about. Got through the games. We got through all of the NFL games. We've been blowing through this show today, and it leads us to the grand finale, the G. Burley Farms filet or beef, brought to you by G. Burley Farms. Visit them on the web at gburleyfarms.com or on New Buffalo Road tomorrow, 10 to 4. Greg will be there, so go pick up a nice slab of beef and have it all cooked up for your divisional round in the NFL. All right, boys, let's go with Muncie. Lead us off.
All right. My beef is with, and I had a conversation with a parent last night at halftime during one at the game last night, is just like kids, the generation that is out there right now that are so clueless with certain things. I mean, they could build a computer for you if you wanted them to, or get on their phones and cure cancer, but ask them to put something on a shelf or read a clock, and they're just like, duh. It's frustrating because you sit there and look and think to yourself, gosh, you're going to be running something one day, and I might have to rely on you, and you're a complete, just jackhole. And I don't know. It's frustrating because it's like common sense stuff sometimes with these kids, anywhere. I mean, the parent I was talking to last night, like he works at a retail place, and he's like, these kids are just morons sometimes when it comes to things. And he's like, I don't get it. He's like, it's the most easiest thing to do, and they don't know how to do it. But, they can get on their phone and, like I said, cure cancer. And you're like, that makes no sense. And it just blew my mind. Every day I see it, and I'm thinking to myself, how did you wake up this morning? I don't get it. Here we go. There's Jeff. And yeah.
Jackwag. What do you go, a jackhole?
Jackhole.
That's a new one for me. A jackhole.
A jackhole.
What spurred this conversation?
We were talking last night, and I said I've known this guy. I went to high school with him, and I saw him there last night at the game, and we started BSing about some stuff. And I said, yeah, I was like, I missed you the other day at work. I was at his work, and he was going one way, I went another way, and I walked into his department, and I went in there, and the two kids that were in there like freaked out that I walked in, because I happened to walk in with like a grocery cart, and they're like, you can't come in here with that. And I'm like, I just need this box right here. I'm just going to take this. Like they freaked out because like they thought I was going to like run the cart into things and knock them down. And he was like, yeah, he goes, they're just complete. He goes, they're lost. And like, we were talking about like just front facing things. And he's like, yeah, they don't understand what that means. And I'm like, just dumb stuff. I have kids every single day. They have to sign out a computer. When they sign out a computer, there's it. Time you signed it out. It's time you signed it in. There's a lovely clock right here. They can't read the clock. They can't. They look at their phones and see what time it is. And I'm like, you can't read that clock? Like it's, the little hand is the hour, the big hand is a minute. They stare at it like it's like Chinese. They have to look at their phones. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know. It just came about the whole generation of these kids that like they can make a PDF into a Google, spreadsheet and do all these different things and like that. And hey, don't give me that look. And but then like you ask them to do the most simplest task, like to the six of us, like we could do blindfolded, and like they're completely lost. I mean, I don't know. It is.
Coach Seidel says it's funny to watch them try and figure out stuff that's second nature to us. And he also says, "Get off my lawn, kids."
Yeah.
And once a kid in study hall asked Paul, "Mr. Munson, was there a color TV when you were a kid?"
So I mean, like it's just you sit there and think to yourself, this is common sense stuff. I'm not that old. It's color TV,
Was
dumb,
there?
just dumb.
Just for verification, was there?
Yeah, there was. I was the remote too. Hey,
here we go.
Channel. You walk up and you had to turn the channel over there.
The abuse of Paul Munson being the remote, having to get up from his kid cuisine. All right, like giving change. I mean, I guess we could go all day on just this, but there is definitely a separation. But whose fault is that? We made things kind of too easy for adults, so or for kids too. So, all right, EB, beef, filet.
We go beef. I guess it's kind of beef like. It sucks that you can't go to any of these rival games. Like tonight, you have a couple good games on the boys' basketball side. Generally, I always go to Lisbon, Columbiana for the good old Brother Bowl. More so, Chris and Todd are both friends of mine. Get to watch Quinn keep stats on his iPad and Patrick do Patrick things. I don't know what they do. But, generally, it's a fun all-around experience for all of us because it takes where we're at, what we do in AAU, and now we get to compete against each other, and a lot of these kids are friends off the court, so getting to see them go against it or at it, I should say. And then also, games like when we played West Branch a couple weeks ago, I feel bad for our girls that generally that place is packed. And, there was a couple plays in it that, I'm not going to say they're ESPN top 10 plays, but they were definitely stand up and make you go, oh, type plays. So you get that. And there's a couple more, a lot of these good rivalry games. And it's not just in Columbiana County, but, the McDonald Western Reserve game, generally that's a packed game. And you just have people scattered around. So I guess my beef is more with these COVID restrictions and whatnot, and I understand them, that's not the point. It's just, I feel terrible that these kids are missing out on some of these opportunities that they generally get and the experiences that they definitely take with them forever.
Wow. Very well said. All right, Ty.
It's going to be kind of like I'm going to have to do like a beef and a filet because I can't choose which one I'd rather do. So, I mean, my beef is kind of just going off of that the whole Charles Barkley quote, and it's like when we talked about it before too. Like when you say things like you're not a role model, like to some extent, you are a role model to kids too when you play professional sports and everything. But I mean, the one thing that I think this year has really kind of showed us more than I think ever before. It kind of shows us how much these people, like your doctors, like your teachers, and just like these type of people in our community. How much they actually do like mean to a community to keep it function, and how like these are the real role models. And it's funny to me, and I don't know, my beef is just kind of like Charles Barkley's just kind of trying to point it and shift it that way, and then you come out with hypocritical comments saying that NBA and NFL players should get it ahead of those type of people. Well, are you saying you're better than them now after saying for years you're not a role model? And I mean, I get it. We feed into them too because we're the ones that put them on this type of pedestal. But no, it's just it's frustrating hearing someone that's been advocating for so long that these pro athletes shouldn't be looked at as role models, and yet really just basically said that they are now. I mean, essentially, by saying that they deserve it before a vaccine before all these other people that clearly need it more. But to go on a lighter note, my filet. I mean, 3 games, It looks like I'm going to tomorrow. I'm going to be visiting all over the valley. It looks like we're going from Cheney to Austintown out to I believe Jackson Milton is the last one. So we're gonna say hi to everyone in the area. So excited for a triple header. Paul said it's never been done by a crew that I guess wasn't named DJ Yoakley. So we're gonna be one of the trailblazers for the crew. So.
Well, fantastic job. Make sure you
I'm
mask
not
up.
doing 3 games.
We know you're not.
How about that?
The whole world knows you're not doing 3 games. Quinn, you're up.
Mine will just be a fillet. I mean, we get to play basketball tonight, and like Bailey said, it's a big rivalry for us. I mean, it's the Brother Bowl. We all know how much importance that has for those two, of course. But I mean, it's one of those great rivalries. We get to play Columbiana, and thankfully we get to play it at home. It's going to be an exciting game, conference game, and all that stuff. And I'm just excited to watch Hucky go after Todd and Todd go after Hucky, to be honest with you. I do more paying attention to that than I do anything else during this game.
Stats may or may not be off tonight. Let's go with somehow we will win.
Yeah, so basically going to have to go with, 2 nice, juicy fillets. It's hard to argue the fact that the Browns are still in and we're still playing. I mean, well, it's a pretty good day to be alive in Youngstown, Ohio. So going to be enjoying that this weekend, and hopefully I'm not throwing too many things around the house. And if I am, it's because I'm jumping up and down and things are just rattling off the wall. Fat jokes aside. So and the other thing is big shout out to Paul holding down the fort and being able to get somebody to the LeBray Newton Falls game in absence of me, and to Ian for stepping up and doing it for us and doing it for me too, because it's a big game. It's a huge game. It's going to decide the MVAC. It's basically a 2-team show over there. So it's going to come down to those two to the wire to the end. So, and senior night for LeBray. So sorry Vikings fans, I couldn't be there.
So that leads everything to me. I'm going to keep it on the 6-shooter here and let you guys know my fillet is going out to my guys and gals here at YSN. I was devastated, a few days ago when I was got symptoms of COVID and was not about to go out and do all this stuff. But you want to talk about people that you surround yourself with, not just in business, but in life. These guys and gals that stepped up to the plate, Paul Munson, everybody, Ty doing 3 games tomorrow. This is what it's about. I don't have much in the way of, I've got my mom, I've got my sister who lives in Cleveland, and that's about as much family as I got. But I consider you all brothers and sisters because of the sacrifices that you do. I realize that you've got better things to do, that you'd probably want to do more. But not only myself, but everybody out there that watches or consumes YSN owes you a debt of gratitude, because it's not an easy thing to do. And you guys continue to step up to the plate. And I thank you so much. One of the scariest moments in any small business owner's life is having to hand over the reins to other people. And this is the first time in the almost 4-year life of YSN that I've had to turn over headsets to other people and not pick them up myself. So thank you guys for making me able to rest easier at night, knowing that I've got people like you watching out for the business and protecting the brand. That's my fillet. The beef is people who don't stay in their own lane. It's going to be short and sweet. If you ain't got business in it, stay out of the lane. This is our lane. Don't mess with it, because as much as I said, these people that care so much about the brand will back the brand, they will also bite your hand off if you try to hurt it. So stay in your freaking lane. All right?
Who's the sister? Who's the sister on this? Paul.
Huh?
Who's the sister? Paul?
It's got to be Ty. He's got the longest hair.
Well, we do have 2 ladies joining us next week, so I hope you guys all kind of class up a little bit. And
I'll be off that day. Don't worry about it.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah. What days is gonna be?
It's gonna be a surprise. So enjoy. Listen. It's gonna be great. K-Square girls are gonna be on next week. We're excited to have them. They're going to ruffle some feathers, I'm sure. with their insights because they're Pittsburgh fans just like me. So gonna
There
be
ain't nothing
fun.
they can say to me. Not a thing. They can't say shit to me. We won 2 out of the 3 meetings. Ain't got nothing to say to me. Again.
Hold on.
Oh, how many AFL championships did we win? Let's just pull it
Billy,
up.
hold on. Look, we're looking in the past. Oh, look at that. Woo! Let me adjust my mirror.
I did forget a beef. McNuggies, you're ducking me. You shouldn't do it.
My man was in Miami.
Don't care. You're ducking me. You're ducking me.
Hey, who's looking in the past now?
Yeah, this is still the present in my mind. So
I'm sure. And I know 6 championships are still the present in somebody else's mind, somebody of Paul's generation. So he's the only one that can remember all 6 Steelers championships. So, all right, that's going to do it for the YSN Power Hour. We will see you next weekend or next week. Everybody have a great weekend. Quinn, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Ty,
Don't be a jackhole.
don't be a jackhole. See you guys.